Hey there, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about this Rotopax fuel container that I got and the mount for it. I'm going to talk about them specifically. I'm going to give you all the features and all the benefits and talk about them. I'm going to talk about some things that I've learned because I've had several Rotopax over the years, but I'm going to talk you through this whole thing. I'm going to also talk a tiny bit about how I plan to use these because right now I've just got them on the side of my extrusion overland bed rack, which I love, but I'm getting ready to switch here shortly to the extrusion overland cap, and I'm going to have an enclosed cap. So this is going to have to change up quite a bit, but I just wanted to kind of show you this, show you why I got this, and then talk a little bit about the potential uses for something like a Rotopax gas can. So of course there will be links in the description down below to all the stuff I talk about today. So if you're looking for anything like this, definitely check the links in the description to find it really easily. But let's dive into the Rotopax and the mounts and the future coming camp jugs that I don't have yet, but I plan to get when they come out maybe in June.
Understand where it came from, but you got it, my got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you gave to me. Loosening my grip.
All right, so just kind of talking in general about Rotopax as a company, because I did some research and I've learned some things about these guys, and I just find it to be a fascinating company because all of us overlanders have seen Rotopax, right? And sometimes they even get a bad rap. Just that people use them when they don't need them. They strap them to the side of their car. Like I have this one strapped to the side of my truck, but the really nice thing about it is I take this off, right? When I'm not on a trip, I don't need it. I take it off. That's what I like about the mounts. It makes it really easy to remove them. And with the lockable mounts, especially if you do have to go into a town or something, let's say on a trip, and you're worried about theft, this just prevents that. So you can actually use this thing in populated areas and things like that, and you can lock them up to keep them safe and prevent someone from walking away with your gas can, right? But so let's start with just the general basics. So these things are made in Salt Lake City, Utah. So one of the neat things that I've kind of seen from, emails that I get from them and stuff is that they are unimpacted by the tariffs because they actually source all the materials in the USA and then manufacture the cans in the USA as well. So they're proudly made in the USA, and I love that. I think it's cool to support a US company. So definitely something to consider when you're looking at these things, because there are definitely a ton of Chinese knockoffs, but they are not as high a quality. They're not made in the US. They may be cheaper, but there are prices that you're going to pay for that savings of money from a quality standpoint. So this that I have is the Rotopax 3-gallon fuel can. Now, one thing to point out, and I didn't know this until I started doing some research, is there are specific colors for the different fuels, and maybe you guys know this, but just to put it out there, because I didn't know, and I've seen a lot of people running the wrong fuels in the wrong cans. Red is only for gasoline. Blue is for kerosene, and then yellow is for diesel. Now I have a yellow diesel one, I have this red one, and then I'm going to be getting a clear one that I'm going to use for water. That is the new camp jug. They come in 5-gallon sizes, and they are basically the same as like a NATO jerry can. So they fit in existing jerry can mounts and things like that, but they also are Rotopax and have this sort of center hole so that you can use traditional mounts like this to secure it to the side of your bed, let's say, or out here on the side of your bed rack. Now, another thing is you can't swap them. Some people, I've seen people that are like, oh, I'll just use the red one for my diesel. They are formulated differently. So the way that they formulate the plastic in these things is actually designed to work with those different types of fuels so that they don't break down. So you want to make sure you put the right type of fuel in the right color container just so that it will hold up to that fuel and not cause you problems down the road. All right, so just to really quickly show you how these operate, if you aren't familiar with these, I hadn't had these until a few years ago. So actually, when I first got them, I'm like, how the heck do you tighten these things down? So this may be a little basic for some of you if you're experienced, but if you're newer, and that's why you follow my channel, because I do a lot of newbie overlanding content, this may be helpful for you just to see how these operate, especially the lockable ones, which are really cool. So with the lockable one, it kind of works like a storage unit, if you've ever had one of those, where this whole cylinder actually comes out of the handle. So basically what you do is you insert your key, you turn it to the side, and then that whole cylinder comes out on the key, and it stays on the key unless you turn it back around. So you can turn it around and remove this, but you want to be careful not to lose this. So I may just leave it on the key for now because I plan to put it back here in a second when I'm done showing you. But then once you've gotten that cylinder out, that cylinder goes through both of these handles here, and that's what keeps it from spinning and keeps it from being stolen. The way that these Rotopax things work, though, is the outside one is actually threaded. So when you spin this, you spin it lefty-loosey to loosen it up. And then once you get it loose enough, then that inside one will have room to come up, because there is sort of a block on that that allows it to seat down in this channel between the Rotopax hole. So then when you get this loosened by spinning the left one and you just kind of line those up, you can just pull your can right off just like that. You can access your fuel can. You can, pour it out of here. One thing that I will say about Rotopax is be careful. You do have to make sure that you get these really tight or they can sort of hemorrhage fuel. I've had fuel sort of spill out of them. So you just want to make sure that you've got this on there really tight when you turn this inside out. And just to show you that, you kind of pull down on this because there are teeth on this so that it allows you, it's similar to like gas cans you use for your mower, let's say at home. But then the nozzle is right in there. You turn it around, you put the cap back on it, and then you just screw this back down. And again, you want to just make sure that it's nice and tight. And then when you get that tight, in order to dispense the fuel, you have to turn this. So it basically has this like auto sprung thing just to keep you from pouring it all over the ground and just going. You have to turn this just to let the fuel come out, and then you're going to put it in your fuel tank and you're just going to empty the fuel into it, right? Now, when storing it too, I recommend keeping it upright like this or upright like this. So as long as the hole for the fuel is up, that way you don't have to worry about it ever leaking out or anything like that. Like you don't want it to leak down the side of your vehicle. So just to be safe, just sort of store it in the upright position. But again, then when you're done, it's just as easy as taking this off, throwing that back in there, putting this back on there, and you just cinch it down until those teeth kind of lock in. You're going to slide it right back onto your Rotopax mount. And then what I do is I just kind of spin this outside one again, and then you'll feel this start to get locked in there, right? That inside one will get kind of locked into that channel, and then you just turn it until it's nice and tight. So you can maybe go one more. That's plenty tight right there, see? And then to relock it, you're just going to reinsert your cylinder, which you can see when you're putting this in kind of how it functions. And then when you get it in there, you turn your key, that will lock it. That will prevent anyone from taking it. You're all locked up, all safe to go. No worries of security. And it's nice and firm on there too. So make sure you get your mount tight. Sometimes, depending on the type of rack that you're mounting it to, you might need to use a couple washers for spacers for the mount, just to make sure that it's nice and flush and really on there. So, but then once you have it on there, then you're ready to go, right? But you saw how quick that was, even with me explaining how to do this. If you were doing this on the side of the road and you ran out of fuel, or you were out in the middle of nowhere and you needed to, top off a little bit with a few gallons, this gives you a nice backup that will give you, an extra, 45 to 60 miles to get you back to town if you are out somewhere where you are far from a gas station. This is why I don't keep it on the truck all the time. I honestly only put it on when I go on trips. And then when I get home, boom, pull the lock out, undo this. And then when you don't have a can on it, I just tighten this down all the way so that it doesn't rattle or shake, and just tighten it down all the way. And I take the lock out of it too. I store the lock in my garage just so that it doesn't get weather and rain and dirt and stuff in it, which can gum it up. So they do recommend sort of lubricating that every once in a while, especially if you're going to leave it on the vehicle, but I just take it off. All right, but to wrap up this video, like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm also planning to get the Rotopax 5-gallon NATO size jerry can camp jug is what they call it, in clear for water. So right now, as you can see, I've got a drawer system with a fridge, I've got a chainsaw up there, I've got my bed rack, and then I've got my rooftop tent. But this is a pretty packed situation right now. Also, though, everything has to be weatherproof, which is why I have these giant drawers, right? Is because I have to keep them out of the dust, out of the rain, that sort of stuff, because my bed is basically open. So when I go to the cap and this thing is sealed up, these drawers are going to come out. The fridge will be mounted a different way. And I plan to do built-ins all the way around. So my full electrical system will be built in up there. I'm going to have an inverter. It's all controlled by a red arc controller. So it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited about it. But one thing that I've never really had a good solution for is water storage or gasoline storage, right? So with the Rotopax, either if I have the flexibility on the outside of the cap to do similar to what I've got here, I may put the mounts on the outside of the cap, where then I could just take them off whenever I need to use them, or if I need to get into the openable side doors, or especially for the water, I'm kind of picturing doing built-ins out of wood here on the side. So basically, again, making this all usable space with D-rings or whatever, and putting one of my mounts inside the bed on the side here and just sliding the water can onto it so that it gets locked in place. It stays put and it doesn't slide around in the bed of the truck when I'm, off-roading or exploring, going overlanding, that type of thing. It will just be locked to the side of the truck and it'll have a dedicated spot, which I love. And then when I get back from the trip, boom, you undo the mount, you slide the water can out, you take it inside, you clean it out. Their water cans are BPA free. So like, you would expect, they are really well made and they are good for potable water. So that is my plan, is to mount that back there, and then probably the fuel on the outside. Or again, if I don't have room on the inside, I could mount them both to the outside, but I feel like the 5-gallon jerry can is going to be a little on the big side for the exterior. So I kind of am planning to mount it in the bed. All right, guys, so but that will do it for the Rotopax 3-gallon gas can, the locking mounts, and then, as I said, there will be a video probably later when I get the 5-gallon NATO-sized jerry can water can, but I just want to tell you guys about that because they're getting ready to drop them in like June of 2025, I believe, so if you're watching this video before then, just FYI, I'll put a link in the description down below, but they may not be available yet. So if you want a really nice, high-quality, BPA-free water can that you can use your existing Rotopax mounts with, or, you know, use the Rotopax mounts just because they're really nice and really easy to sort of lock your stuff up and then take it off when you need it, then there will be links in the description down below to all that stuff. But of course, there will also be links to all my social channels down in the description below, so wherever you want to come hang out, I'd love to have you in the conversation. There's also a join button below this video, which just gives you early access to the videos and some other perks, and it's just a passive, nice way to support the channel. Now, if you want a more involved way to be a part of all things overlanding, there's also a link to my Patreon page where we do a 24/7 Discord where we all kind of chat about our rigs and our gear. We do a once-a-month Zoom call, and we're getting together once or twice a year to hit some trails and go camping and kind of just hang out, which is going to be a ton of fun. Also below this video is a link to my website where I've got funny overlanding camping themed patches and stickers, things like "Don't burn your wiener and it's a hot dog" or "I hate people so I camp." There's also all things overlanding patches and stickers down there, so if you're into any of that stuff, if you want stuff to slap on your fridge or your rig, definitely consider checking out those patches and stickers. And then last but not least, there's a link to the Newbie Overlanders Facebook group. Now, this is totally free to join. It's an awesome group. Unlike a lot of the other big groups, we're just trying to help each other, right? So whether you're new or experienced, we'd love to have you in that group because we don't allow bullying or anything like that, but you can ask your questions, you can learn, and we all grow together when we help each other out. So, but again, I hope that was helpful. Check out the links in the description below if you want to pick up any Rotopax or mounts or anything like that, the new camp jugs. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified when new videos drop, because I do a couple videos every week, usually like a gear video like this, giving you some info on gear that I'm checking out, or something along the lines of general overlanding or budget price do-it-yourself modifications and things like that. And again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.